Hi, I'm Debbie.
And I'm Roshni, and we're shooting
Shooting
from.
from the hip flask.
We can't even get that right. Oh God, this is how ad lib is a good word. This is how ad lib and real life this is. So, thank you for coming back and joining us for episode 2. Um, and I think we've got a loose theme around today, only because we started to have a bit of a conversation around this time of year and kind of what it's all about. And it seems to revolve around one key ingredient, doesn't it, Debbie?
Well, yeah, and I think So it involves one flavour, but one that I'm not well enough educated on. So I
And one
kind
that
of
I love. The minute a very well-known brand of coffee house launches their autumn, or if you're American, fall um range of coffees, I'm straight there because I need my pumpkin spice fix. And I'm not even ashamed to say it. um but it's not your thing, really, is it?
well, do you know what? I think it is my thing, but it's just relatively new to me.
How can it be
And I've just
relatively
kind
new to you? Like, explain this to me.
well, I think just because like it's never been that big a thing in the UK.
But I only did I actually I've been drinking it since before I moved here. So
Hmm.
so I would have been drinking it, like, yeah, like 20 years ago in Hong Kong. I mean, yeah. So okay, fair enough. I'll give you that.
Mm.
Because Hong Kong's quite American in certain aspects, yeah, even though, I grew up when it was part of Great Britain. Um it still has quite a lot of American influence. And I think this might be one of those things that has always been big over there. Like, I'm not one for all the whipped cream and kind of all of that jazz, but I'm definitely a yeah, pumpkin spice lover for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
I even have my very own pumpkin spice syrup
Oh my
in
days.
it's a 1 liter bottle. Look, I'm already there. And I've already said to my husband if I can have another 1 liter bottle for my birthday.
Wow.
But I don't think this is going to last till my birthday. So,
So what's in it, Rush?
well, I'm going to look at the photograph, yeah, the label.
Yeah,
And I have to take my glasses off to read because I'm old now and I can't read anything.
yeah.
It's clearly
So
according. Go on.
my only educated guess is that if there's not cinnamon in there, then I think I'll eat my own hat.
Well, there's a picture of some cinnamon sticks, so I'm gonna get
Okay.
this cinnamon. Yes, cloves. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
ginger. I'm
Yeah.
going from the photograph. Yeah, from the label
Uh
rather.
huh.
It's not a photo; it's a label. According to the label, there's pumpkin in it. Okay,
Yeah.
which I highly doubt there's actual pumpkin in it. Um, cinnamon sticks. Yeah, and
Hmm.
I apologize if you're listening to us and you kind of can't see this. We'll try and put a photo of this up on our Instagram or something like that. Um, there's some cloves. Can you see the cloves?
I can.
And that's the ginger. So
Yeah.
if I actually stop and try and find the English ingredients on the back of the bottle, um, it says there is sugar,
Uh, of course, it's syrup.
water,
Mm.
natural pumpkin flavoring. So there is pumpkin in the pumpkin
Oh.
spice mix.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Concentrated lemon juice, all sorts of wonderful colors, natural cinnamon flavor, and other natural flavorings, and pumpkin juice.
Actual pumpkin juice.
Actual pumpkin juice. So now that makes sense. Okay. Because you can make all of that up yourself, yeah? And in my head, you can actually make all of that up with all the spices without the pumpkin, and you might still get the same effect, yeah? But I've been following some people on Instagram, and how it almost blew my mind how they've been making their pumpkin spice mix from scratch. They used tinned pumpkin, which is great. I love it. It's an ingredient that I constantly have in my cupboard, because it's great. Because I don't have a lot of tomato, yeah, so I add pumpkin instead.
What
Like
in
that's
savoury dishes?
yeah, because it adds that kind of tanginess.
Mm.
I'm gonna put my glasses back on because otherwise I can't see you. And so I've been seeing that they've been using this canned pumpkin, and then they mix it with all the spices that we just talked about.
Yeah.
And they kind of cook it out and add sugar and kind of and strain it, and that's their base to anything pumpkin pie, pumpkin spice related. So in my head, that kind of blew my mind a bit, because I thought, what are they doing? Are they making a pumpkin pie filling, or are they making pumpkin spice stuff?
Yeah.
And they're clearly making pumpkin spice stuff, because I saw someone put a couple of spoonfuls of that in the bottom of a cup,
Right.
top it with coffee, and then obviously milk, and whiz it all up. And then they had a pumpkin spice latte, a homemade pumpkin spice latte. Now, I haven't been brave enough to try it, because in all honesty, until I read you those ingredients, I had no idea there was actual pumpkin in pumpkin spice.
Me either. Do you know what? I genuinely thought that pumpkin spice was literally just the spice blends that you use.
Yeah, me as
Because
well.
you can buy it as a powder as well, can't you?
Yeah, and I'm going to be controversial here and say that I actually think it's fairly interchangeable with like chai spice.
Okay.
Because to me, one of the reasons I really like it is because it is reminiscent of my masala chai, or chai tea, as people call it, but you're just calling it tea, by the way.
Yeah.
So chai tea, well, masala chai, and I think they're quite similar, and not the same, but I do think they're quite similar. And I suppose if you're making chai syrup, you would put you could put tea in it and make a tea syrup. Oh, I don't know. I think I'm confusing the world.
Well, that's no. That makes sense actually, because my big right. So I've got two reference points today.
Okay.
One of them is a drink that we're going to try in a little minute, because we've both had bought one, and we're going to
both
give
been
it a
to
little
buy
taste.
something today. Yeah, and we've bought it from a supermarket, so this is something that everybody can get. It's not like not specialized. You can go down to your local kind of supermarket and just go pick one up.
Yeah, so we're going to try that in a minute. But the other thing that I literally found as I was having a bit of a sort out today is, I don't know whether you remember, but in this month's Craft Gin Club box, there was a little black box in here. I'm holding it up, which is called Magic Brewing.
Yeah, hang on a second. I've got mine somewhere. Yes.
So inside it's got some sample tea bags from a company called Bird and Blend Tea Co.
I actually love Bird and Blend Tea Company, but I've not opened the box yet, because I didn't realize they were
Haven't got there.
to do with. I didn't read the back of the box.
So I opened it, and I'm kind of into tea at the moment. I've been kind of working my way around all the different flavors because I've long been a Yorkshire tea drinker for many years since I was a child, and I've been trying to explore a few more options. So when I saw that there were tea bags in the box, I was like, one, that feels a bit weird, but second, actually, let's have a little look. And if you open it
I'm
up
not sure
inside,
what you're getting at though, because I've got butter brew,
butter brew, yeah,
strawberry lemonade,
strawberry lemonade,
and I'm not convinced. Oh, spiced pumpkin pie.
spiced pumpkin pie,
I was like, what the
tea.
hell? Strawberry lemonade? What are you doing to me, Debbie? We're talking about
I
pumpkin
don't,
pie.
I don't know. I don't know. They're still sealed at the moment, but I'm definitely going to give it a go. But in the spiced pumpkin pie, so the tea that they use is Sri Lankan black tea.
Yeah.
It's then got spicy. The spices that are in there are consistent, the same: cinnamon, cloves, ginger.
That's exactly
And
what's on the front of the label. Cinnamon, cloves, ginger.
exactly. Yeah. It's got vanilla pieces, which I can kind of get. It's got the word pie on there. So to me, pie, if I was making pie, vanilla would be the thing.
Yeah.
But here's the interesting one. There's no pumpkin in it, but there's carrot.
I wouldn't have said those two things were interchangeable, because I suppose I'd forgive you if you said there was butternut squash in there and and instead of pumpkin. But a carrot and a squash are quite different things.
Indeed, indeed.
I'm
But
a
what I'm
little bit
thinking of doing with
surprised.
mine is I'm thinking of steeping it and actually turning it into a syrup. Seeing whether that works.
So a pumpkin spice tea syrup.
Yeah. So a
Okay.
bit like your bottled one, but a tea version.
Yeah. Okay. Let me know how you get on with that, because I'd be interested, because you know me, I love everything tea. Um, and I wouldn't know what else to do with the tea bags, in all honesty. I mean, I love Bird and Blend, don't get me wrong. I've got quite a few bits and pieces from Bird and Blend. Um, but yeah, that's a bit random.
Well, I'll let you know how I get on.
So have you ever actually eaten pumpkin pie?
Uh, no.
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 Okay. So we make pumpkin pie. Well, I don't. My sister makes pumpkin pie. And a very good pumpkin pie, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Um it's got lots of canned pumpkin in it. You can use fresh pumpkin, but I think there's nothing wrong with canned pumpkin because there's nothing else in it other than steamed pumpkin. Um I'm sure there's something like evaporated milk, a whole bunch of sugar, eggs, and then obviously the spices.
Yeah.
She normally makes it. I mean, I know that the Americans have it kind of for Thanksgiving, but my sister makes it for us for Christmas.
Oh, nice.
So we have it at Christmas because we don't celebrate Thanksgiving. You know, it's not quite a thing for us. Do you? I mean, is it? It's not an English thing, is it?
No, not at all. I think the closest that we come to Thanksgiving in the UK is that we honour Black Friday.
I might be able to get another bottle of this at the Black
You
Friday
might.
sale.
You might.
I'm pretty sure I picked that up off Amazon. It's just one of those things like, oh yes, I'll have that, please. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It is good. I mean, you can see I have it in my coffee almost every morning. Not loads of it, just kind of a little bit of it. So I do have that in my coffee, and I absolutely love it. And I'm, probably gonna get some sort of diabetes or something from the fact that I have that every morning. Who knows? But yeah, I think I might have to set you a challenge, and that you might have to go and make a pumpkin pie.
Okay.
Only because I don't think I can physically make one and send it to you. It might arrive in pieces. And maybe a little bit green.
Yeah.
because the post at the moment isn't, isn't the most reliable. But hey ho.
Okay, I will accept the pumpkin pie challenge as an excuse to get back in the kitchen. It'd be quite nice actually. I normally spend most of December in the kitchen because like December's like a real month for doing baking. It kind of starts late
You make
November when you do
Santa bread. You make
the
Santa
infamous Santa bread. Yeah, it's not Christmas unless Deb's made her Santa bread. It's a thing. It's a fact. In fact, we're gonna have to come and have a podcast just dedicated to Santa
Santa
bread at
bread.
Christmas.
But you'll have to have made it because it is quite an impressive thing to see once you've taken it out of the oven. I have to
Yeah.
say, it doesn't look anything like Santa. But yes, it is pretty impressive, your Santa bread. Oh my God, we
Yeah,
talked about Christmas. Oh
I
my
know. I know, I know. Do you know what? There's still right half of my brain is kind of going into this kind of autumnal spice, cozy up. We've had the fire lit a couple of times so far, but the other half of my brain's still going. No, I still want summer cocktails and to sit outside in the garden.
Speaking of summer cocktails, and this is not a summer cocktail at all. So this is what we've both been today to buy.
Yes,
It's the Marks and Spencers. So I actually have no idea if we're allowed to say brands or not. But it's the Marks and Spencers pumpkin spiced martini cocktail.
yeah, yeah.
This isn't an advert for Marks and Spencers or anything, but it is pretty reasonably
Well,
priced.
we haven't tried it yet, so we don't know whether we're endorsing it.
Well, exactly. We don't know whether we're endorsing it. We've both just been to buy it because we thought, do you know what? Why not? I don't think I've ever had, other than like a pumpkin spiced espresso martini. I don't think I've actually had a pumpkin spiced cocktail before.
I had like a pumpkin sour last year.
Oh, the cocktail canaries. Yes.
That's the one. Yeah.
Is that the right brand?
But I don't seem to think it was particularly spiced. It was much more fruity and sour. It was like a sour serve.
I think it was like a rum punch. I don't have it anymore. I'd have to, because it all got drank at the time, but
yeah,
I'd have to,
that's the only pumpkin thing that I've had.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that one. And it was very good. It was very good because clearly we've both drank it.
Yeah, it's gone. Yeah, long gone.
This is 18 quid.
Yeah.
There weren't many on the shelf in my M&S. I don't know what your M&S was like.
Hardly any at all. Yeah, it just, I mean, to be honest, actually, like the whole alcohol section in my M&S just always seems bare. I don't know what that's a sign of, but it's quite a rarity to be able to get anything because some Marks and Spencers, they certainly do a lot of festive bottles, don't they, of all sorts of different liqueurs
and in all honesty, full disclosure, I mean, there are a couple we want to try, and we've started with this one. I've tried the espresso martini, which I can absolutely recommend. I bought the tiny little bottle.
Oh yeah, the single serve one.
The single serve, and it was delicious. And the foam that it created when I shook it, I was super impressed. Like super impressed because it was lovely. It was more desserty, so it was definitely on the very sweet side. It wasn't wouldn't say it was like, dark and bitter and kind of all of that. It was definitely sweet. So if you like a sweet espresso martini, absolutely go for it. And it was full of vanilla. Like,
oh, nice.
It was almost like they'd shook it with some sort of vanilla liqueur. But are you opening yours?
Well, yeah, so I've broken the seal on it only because the only thing that I didn't read the label just because I thought it might be the giveaway as to like the spices and stuff, and I was trying to keep my my mind open for our conversation today. But the only thing that I read was there's a warning that says "open with care. Foil may cause injury" on the back of it. So I made sure that I did it in full daylight, just to take the seal around the edge.
Well, see, you read things because you're a mum. I did not read it, and they are quite right. I have just scratched my finger quite badly on the foil. So I won't be suing Marks and Spencers or anything like that.
Well, no, because it says on the label.
Because I didn't read the bloody label. So if anyone's watching, please read the label. Or listening, please read the label, because I did hurt myself. It does. It smells of spice. I can't say it smells of... Oh gosh, I'm bleeding.
You all right?
Yeah. Just a little, like, scratch, but it is bleeding. This is how unrehearsed we are.
Anyway.
From opening a Marks and Spencer's bottle of cocktail. Sorry, Marks and Spencer's. I mean, other than the fact that my syrup smells sugary.
Yeah.
It does smell spicy, that cocktail. For sure. Sorry, I have to do everything delicately because my finger is now out of action. I'm not going in with a full... It says 125 mils into a shaker. Are you going for the full 125?
Yeah.
I've only got a little glass.
I'm 100 in. Shall I just stop there?
No, you go for it. I'm more like... I'm slower because my finger is bleeding. What is half of 125? 70. No, 67 and a half.
67 and a half. Mathematicians in the building.
We've probably got that wrong. I actually think it's 62 and a half, by the way. 60. But never mind. I can't do maths. My husband will tell you I can't do maths. He laughs at me every time I even try.
62 and a half. It is 62 and a half.
It's 62 and a half.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going in 70.
So the instruction says shake over ice and then strain in a glass. Job done.
I have ice in my shaker.
Yeah.
I've gone in. Are you ready to shake? So apologies if you're listening to us, you're going to just hear lots of rattling. I have to take left-handed because my right finger is...
just keep your left finger on the top. Yeah. Don't want that coming out.
So for anyone watching, when you shake anything over ice, you want it you want to be able to run your finger down and it kind of clear some of that frostiness.
Yeah. I'm good. You ready?
Yeah. Ooh, that was the perfect amount for my little glass. 70 mils.
Woohoo!
It does dilute the colour a bit by shake. I mean, obviously, I'm not stupid. We've just shaken it with ice. It does.
Look at that.
Yeah, dilute the colour a tiny bit from when it came out of the thing. Cheers, Debbie.
Cheers.
So,
ooh, it's quite a lot of clove. I'm getting a lot of clove in there.
Almost too much, I would say. So it's got vodka. It's a vodka-based cocktail.
Okay.
Spiced agave syrup. Oh. Okay. And then it's got cinnamon, ground ginger, ground nutmeg, ground
Nutmeg.
cloves, pumpkin puree, lemon puree, maple syrup, and vanilla extract, Madagascar
Okay.
vanilla extract.
That's quite a lot of ingredients, actually, compared to...
I would say I can't taste anything other than the cloves
Mm-hmm.
and some sourness from the lemon. What do you think?
I think... So I can get a bit of the cinnamon, but I think the clove is drowning... surprisingly, the ginger. I can't get any ginger at all.
No ginger. No ginger. And I wonder why there's agave and maple. I mean, and the agave is first on the list. So there's
So it's
definitely
higher.
more. Yeah, there's more of it than the maple. But I don't think it needs both. I think if you're going to sweeten something, just use the one thing. I mean, there must be a reason.
Mm.
I wouldn't say it was undrinkable. It's definitely nice. You can, you would drink it.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's definitely very clovey. So if you're listening, Marks and Spencers, please tone down the clove.
Just a smidge.
Just a smidge, amp up a bit of the ginger, tone down the clove, and explain why you've got agave and maple syrup. But it's nice. Would you drink this again?
Yeah, I will. So I will. Well, I mean, the only challenge. See, I've just finished reading the back of the bottle. Once opened, keep refrigerated and consume within 7 days.
Oh right, okay. Sorry, I've got a blood splodge right there, so I can't see these. Okay, so we've got to drink this quite sharpish.
Yeah.
I wonder.
What about Mr. Roshni? Would Mr. Roshni try that?
No,
No.
he wouldn't. He's not very big on like sweet cocktails.
Mm-hmm.
If you put it in a can and call it either ale or beer,
Yeah.
he'd drink it.
Yeah.
But if it comes in a frou-frou glass, he's not going to touch it.
No, not going for that.
No, unless you put it in an Irish coffee glass and actually, fill it with coffee and cream and booze, whiskey.
Mm.
He'd drink it then. So if I turn this into coffee, put it in an Irish coffee glass, topped it with some cream, he'd drink it happily.
So I think, right, if I were to top it, right, so rather than shaking it over ice to dilute it,
Yes.
if instead you used it as like a liqueur base, and I actually whacked in half a pint of IPA, then the Bearded Wonder would absolutely nail that.
I was gonna ask if he would dare try it, and he
would.
wouldn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he would try this, but he just wouldn't choose it. It wouldn't be his go-to because his go-to will always be whatever the pretty-looking labelled craft beer that he's got in the fridge at the moment. It
But
will
we
always
can
be the
tell him
first
it's a
thing.
pretty label.
What? Yeah, I know. He's not a bottle fan, though.
What?
He's a tinny tart.
Oh my god.
He is, yeah.
That's just
Doesn't
wrong.
even, so like even if we're going, we'll go down to like the local, we'll go down and see merch at the bottle shop. And typically he will only look at the craft beers that are in tins. He won't look at anything that's in a bottle.
I'm just in shock. Like some of the best things come in bottles.
Well, I mean, I know that, like spirit-wise, yeah, no, he would likely agree, but yeah, no beer, no.
Oh my gosh.
No, I think I think he tends to associate, like the brown bottles that you normally get, that he associates them with a lot more kind of like traditional ales, and he likes all the modern stuff.
Yeah, and my hubby's definitely an ale man. I think as he's got older as well, he's much preferred the ales. Though I think if I still gave him a pumpkin spiced ale, he might just turn his nose away at me.
Really?
Sure, I don't think that's going to go very well. Is the bearded one around to try it?
I'm not sure whether he is. Let me have a look. I'll give a little signal and see whether he's available to sample.
Yeah.
He's not available right now.
He's not available right now.
No. He's on
Sorry,
duty
caller.
right now. Sorry, caller.
I think you're right. I think you could use this definitely. I mean, it's great to drink kind of like this, and I am enjoying it. And
Yeah,
actually,
you could spritz it.
I was just gonna say you could turn it. You could just add, lengthen it. Add some, I don't know, soda water, tonic water, whatever you want to add to it to kind of do that. Um, you could add a bit of prosecco
Yeah.
to kind of really, really kind of elevate it. What else
Yeah, I
could you
think that
do?
would work.
Yeah, I think it definitely would. I wonder if you could heat it up. Does it say?
Or you probably could, like what? Like with some apple juice?
Yeah, and turn it into like a hot toddy
Yeah.
ish kind of thing. I know a
Because
hot toddy is
it's
quite.
kind of already mulled, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is kind of getting you into that mold spirit. No pun intended. It is. It is kind of getting you into that mold spirit, but I don't. I don't know. I don't know. I'm. I like it. I would drink that whole bottle.
Mm.
I don't know if I would go and buy it again actually because of the level of clove in there.
Mm.
Have I told you why? Have I told you my clove story?
Well, no, so I don't know the clove story. If I were to make a wild guess, I would guess it was something to do with going to the dentist.
No, not quite.
Oh, okay.
So when I first got married, yeah. So this is now almost 15 years ago because that's how
Hmm.
long I've been married. Um, I decided for our first Christmas I was going to make my very first um, cooked ham, like baked ham,
Yeah.
or gammon or whatever you guys call it. Because in Hong Kong, every Christmas we got a big baked ham from our local kind of sports club. I know that sounds weird, but hang in there with me. And it's just tradition. It's what we've always had, as part of our kind of Christmas dinner. And so I thought, right, I'm going to do that. And we had turkey on Christmas Day, and on Boxing Day, I started to make this ham. I followed Delia's recipe for her clove and something baked ham. And she said, put a crisscross, like to make diamonds,
Yep.
in your ham, and put cloves in between each diamond. And she gave, like, I think her recipe had something like 25 cloves in it. And obviously I didn't realize that her ham was kind of that big and my ham was only that big. So I put my 25 cloves in a ham that was just that big.
Oh, no.
And it was like, my husband and I both ate it, and our mouths went numb
Yeah.
because there was just that much clove. So after that, I can only have cloves in small amounts.
Hmm.
So yes, that's my clove story with the over cloving the ham.
Oh, dear.
But
Okay. Well, I feel like then what? Right. So if I'm taking the pumpkin pie challenge, right? I
Yeah.
need I need to not only make one, but actually then understand what one tastes like. That's the thing. I'm going to set you a challenge to design Roshni's pumpkin spiced martini cocktail.
Okay. Okay.
And
Like
I'm not
mine,
going to, but you, yeah. But I'm not gonna dictate what spirit you choose because in the same context as this one that we're drinking now, the only thing that's martini about it is the glass that we're drinking from.
Well, I'm not even drinking in a martini glass. I've got a little
Well, there
sherry
we
glass.
go. It's not. It's to you. It is not even a martini.
Um, don't get me wrong. I do like this, and I do think for 18 quid and the number of servings that you'll get out of it, I think it's
Yeah.
actually brilliant value. And like I said, I love the Marks and Spencer's espresso martini, but I haven't tried any of the others yet. And there is another one that I'd really like to try. So I don't know if maybe, I don't know, next episode or something like that we try one of them. But they do a slow Negroni,
Oh, now we're talking.
and I'd really like to try that.
Mm,
But we chose to buy this one this time,
yeah.
because it is so popular. Like, we did, both of us actually not expect to successfully purchase a bottle because it is sold out most of the time.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I'd like to try the slow Negroni.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, I'm willing to try pretty much any variation on the planet that exists of Negroni. So,
So with the challenge that you're setting me,
mm,
are you wanting me to make a cocktail with this martini as the base,
no,
or just my own thing?
your own completely, and you have full autonomy as to whatever spirit you decide to put in there.
Oh, I have an idea. I may have to purchase a pumpkin, but I have an idea. There are no pumpkins in my household at the moment.
Are they not?
No, have you got pumpkin?
I mean, you're clearly not prepared. Look, I've got them even sat right next to me.
Bloody hell. Is it carved? Why is it not carved?
No, because they don't last long. Well, as soon as you start cutting into them, they start going soft. So no, I've got two in preparation, but they are the kids carving ones for next week.
Oh,
But I
okay.
picked them up ready because again, if you try and get a pumpkin anywhere within 48 hours of actual Halloween, then you've got no chance whatsoever of getting
Maybe I need
anything
to go buy
carvable.
a pumpkin then. I might,
Mm,
tomorrow might be pumpkin buying day.
yeah.
Um, yeah, might have to go buy one. I only need a small one. I don't need like a big one. I won't be able to manage with a big one. But yeah, I think I need to go buy a pumpkin.
Mm.
Mm. We've gone quiet.
Dreaming up recipes.
I think it is time to go. I need to go nurse my finger. Well, thank you for opening that with me. That was really, really lovely. I am going to finish it.
Well,
I'm actually going to finish it while I'm talking to you.
yeah, no, absolutely. Thank you for educating me on the world of pumpkin spice that
I
I
don't think we
had
educated
had
anything.
previously penned down as being a marketing ploy to just sell a spice mix of cinnamon and
No, no,
ginger
no.
and clove.
Marketing ploy just to sell coffees. Just to sell coffee. That's it. I will get you a recipe. So I will get you my sister's recipe for pumpkin pie. So that I know the taste that you're tasting is the same one that I know.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just, yeah, it defeats the purpose.
I mean, short of that, you need to send your sister south.
Okay. I don't know if she'd partake in that, but
One of the two. One of the two.
Okay.
Either is acceptable. A good quality recipe, or come down and bake it here.
Yeah, and if she's listening, yes, I am pimping you out. Yes, I am absolutely pimping you out to go and make pumpkin pies for the whole world. I can see her eyes rolling already. Already, I can see that. I pimp her out for a lot of things. Last year it was bread making. Every Christmas, actually, it's bread making because she makes the most delicious chocolate and orange sourdough loaf.
Does she? I thought you were going to say Santa bread then.
No, there's no Santa bread in my house. No. Chocolate and orange sourdough. That's the second time we've talked about Christmas. That is crazy.
Uh-oh.
I know.
I feel some festive content coming on soon.
No, it's too soon. It's too soon.
It'll be here before you know it.
Although, and I know I said we should go now because we got quiet and I need to nurse my finger, but actually, give me a roaring fire and then a glass of this. And actually, yeah, you've got something. Because then the cloves go with that smokiness and the, that toasty fireness.
Lush.
I
wonder what you'll be doing for the rest of the evening then, Raj.
I have no fires. No fires. Our chimney was taken out before we moved in, before my husband bought the place. Yeah. So we have no fires. Is your fire lit?
It's not at the moment. Today's been really mild, so yeah, no, it warms up the room so quickly as soon as we light it. Yeah, we save it definitely for chillier days.
And on that note, I think we go.
Absolutely.
Are you going to go have some more of this?
I might have another cheeky little sample, just to test, because the last one's all gone, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I know. It did go down really, for everything that we've just said. It actually has been really, really drinkable. We have both ignored the garnish, which is a light dusting of ground nutmeg. And neither one of us did that. And I wonder if the nutmeg would balance out any of the clove, or would it just add to more spice?
I don't know, but I just didn't read that far. I was too busy trying to drink it. We did say this isn't the polished version, didn't we? We did say, we're using cloudy ice. We'll forget the garnishes. We'll
cut our finger.
We'll cut our finger live halfway through.
Because I didn't read the instructions.
While I was reading out the instructions.
Heed the warnings, people. Read the warnings. But don't let my bloody finger put you off buying this. It is nice. And if you like cloves, you'll definitely love this. And like Debbie said, actually, I don't know why I'm selling it. I mean, this podcast isn't about that. It isn't about selling stuff the same way we do on our Instagram grids. No, stop me now.
But the good news is, if you need inspiration, right? Because the likelihood is this is probably the type of thing that'll make its way into birthday gifts and stuff. Because I don't know about you, when I see stuff like this on the shelf, and actually have some on the shelf, I'm like, oh, I'll have one of them. Don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I'll have one of them.
And then
so there probably will be a few gifted around.
Yeah, well, then it collects dust, and then you think, oh shit, I didn't buy a birthday present for such and such. Oh wait, I have that. Okay, I'll stuff that in a bag.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happens, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Everybody does that.
Yeah. I have like a little cupboard. I have a little cupboard of stuff that I buy with the intention of presents that sometimes makes its way into my own things. Particularly if it's like, Ferrero Rocher or something like that.
Oh my god. It's time for a Ferrero Rocher.
Mm.
Right, I've said 3 times we need to go. So we should
Yes.
go because we're on 45 minutes and I think people will get bored of us talking this much rubbish.
Let's wrap it up. Been pleasure to see and speak to you as always, Rosh.
And thank you for listening, watching, scrolling, however you have found us. Thank you for finding us. And we will be back shooting from the hip flask.
Thanks,
Bye.
Rosh. Take care. See you soon.